Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance, and this is an M12, and this M12 belongs to Goliath, and he's on the south spawn of Erlenberg. Now, as I've mentioned before, the M12 is the Tier 7 American SPG, and Goliath does have a mark of excellence on his barrel, so he obviously knows how to handle it. Okay, he's extending his aim. Or not. Ah, right, he's using his right hand mouse button, so he does know how to handle it. Aim like a professional. Use the right hand mouse button on the mini-map and you can go directly to where you want to fire at. Oh, I heard a whistle. That's the sound of an outgoing tracer, an outgoing shell from an SPG. So I think that Goliath is looking somewhere near to where the enemy Arty is located. If he looks at the mini-map, he may see it. Nope, he's decided to switch to a T-29, which is entering the grounds of the castle. Unfortunately, the buildings are obstructing the field of fire. He's getting a red line, which shows that there's something in the way that's going to cause the shell to fall short. But he's now switched to the east side of the battlefield, and he's found two tank destroyers. Unfortunately, he's letting the aim dial in. He's going to go for the Wizzy 120 first. The Tier 8 tank destroyer. Just letting it dial in. He's ready. Rounds out. And he gets a good hit on both. I think he did more damage to the IKD, or the damage to the IKD has been reported because the Wizzy 120 went unsighted just as the shell arrived. Now, as I've mentioned before in some of my other videos, the M12 is actually known as the door knocker. And the reason it's known as the door knocker is because it was supposed to knock down German emplacements, bunkers and that sort of hardened concrete structures. But in actual fact, they did use the M12 for direct fire. They actually fired at tanks using this gun, this 155mm howitzer. And it was very effective, as you can imagine. A 155mm shell can wreck a tank. But the reason why he's pulled back over the cap into these bushes is because the enemy's made a good thrust down the west side of the battlefield, and there's a Malchen that he's aiming at. It's just round the corner of that castle. Now that may have made the Malchen think twice about coming around the corner, but obviously it's just a splash. He's still indicating his target. Or rather, the M40 is aiming for that Malchen as well. I think he's also concerned. Other tanks have taken up position closer to the river because they want to obstruct the thrust. Because this is a standard battle, which means that obviously the idea is to take the enemy camp. Now, that Wizzy 120 went down before Goliath could fire at it, but he's found another target. It's an Object 252U. That's the IS-3 clone. And he shoots. And a good direct hit, but he only does 40 damage, which sort of suggests that it may have hit the heaviest part of the armour. But he is picking up stun assist, so that's good. That's the good thing about the stun mechanic, is it is allowing you to pick up extra damage, extra assist. Even if you didn't actually penetrate the enemy tank, you certainly can pick up some extra. Okay, another round in. 219 hit points this time, and more stun assist. And he's pulling back a little more, so that means that he can't be counter-battered if he keeps changing his position. At least he can't be predicted by the enemy very easily. It'd have to be a very, very, very lucky shot to try and hit him whilst he's changed positions like this. Okay, we've got a... It looks like it was that black dog or an M41. No, it's a bulldog, not a black dog. It's a bulldog, and it's pulled behind that house. We can't get that, but there's a spar panzer. It's in the water, in the shallow area. And he's hit it, but it was actually killed by the Su-100. So he picked up some stun assist on that as well anyway. And the Su-100, unfortunately, has been taken out as well. So that's rather unfortunate. It was taken out by the Jagdtiger, which is just crossing the river now. Or is it? No, that's the Malchen that's crossing. Okay, gets a lovely shot there. 249 into the Malchen. And backing away again. This is good tactic, actually. You're just moving away every time you shoot, so you're getting further away from the enemy. As the enemy advances, you put more rounds into them. He's 2 tanks ahead on his team at the moment. Now he's aiming for the Malchen again, which is sitting right next door to the house. Right out. Oh, good strike right into the front. Again, must have hit that strongest armour, only 53 hit points. And the Wizzy 131 is requesting more fire on the Malchen. Obviously he's concerned that Malchen is going to advance and it's going to be very difficult. There you can see the crosshairs above the Malchen, and you can also see the down arrows indicating that Arty is responding, that they've seen the target and they are aiming for it. It also comes up in chat, so if you're targeting somebody and you request fire on it, you can look in chat and you can see that the Arty is paying attention. Now that Malchen's made a fatal error. It's actually slid down the water bank and it looks like it's going to drown. I think it is going to drown. We'll see any second. If so, fatal area. Okay, gets a round out on the Yag. I mean, he does a critical hit, but I think that round bounced. I don't think it actually did any damage at all. I'm saying it's a critical hit. I wonder if it was a... Ah, yes, the Malchen has drowned. It's just come up. The notification. It may have just damaged the track. Okay, another round goes in. This time 196 hit points of damage and 2 critical hits. Now he's advancing towards the enemy now because they have got sufficient support that they can see off this Jagdtiger. Okay, again he's indicating his target, which is still stunned. Moving very slowly. Almost loaded. Rounds out. And a direct hit. Shell disappeared, no explosion. Definite hit. And he's picking up stun assist as well. There's a Leo down there as well now. They've got a 3-tank advantage, so if they need to press this, they need to make sure that these attacking enemy tanks pay for their the price for pushing. And he does, and the Jagdtiger's killed. Good shot. 101 hit points. He's certainly racking up the score. He's got 1,256 direct damage and 1,940 so far stun assist. And he can put a shell the other side of that building to assist that T-71, but he doesn't need to. The Leo has been taken out. Okay, so it's really now about killing the remaining 5 enemy tanks. 3 Arty, 1 tank destroyer, 1 heavy. Now the heavy's a T-29. The tank destroyer is an IKV. And the Arty, well, it's a Batchat 155-55. An M40-43 and another M12. Okay, they found the M40-43. Rounds out. Direct hit. Or was it? No, I think it may have been a splash, but it doesn't really matter because he killed it. Or did he? No, he didn't. I'm wrong again. It was the Wizzy 131 that actually got the M40. So I think he didn't actually pick up any damage at all. The shell landed after the M40 had been destroyed. But you now can see the T29, and you can also see the Batchat just ahead of it. But unfortunately it's got a 20-second reload. You can see the IKV. Now, under these circumstances, it would be better for him to hit the IKV rather than the Batchat. Although the Batchat's got considerably more firepower, the IKV is more dangerous to the tanks they're supporting. But he's indicating the Batchat, and he shoots, and he gets a good solid hit. 227 hit points and 2 critical hits. Now that's more than likely taking out some of the crew on that Batchat. That might slow it down. And it's taken out by the Martian. Okay, so that just leaves the M12 and the IKV. Now, last seen, the IKV was just a little further south from here. And the Martian's coming over the hill, but it has been stunned by the M12. The M12 is right down the south. Okay, Goliath is aiming for it. Say it is Goliath killer, not just Goliath, I should say. Okay, nice tight reticule, rounds out. Ooh, I fell short, I'm afraid. But the T28 prototype makes no mistake and takes it out, and there's a big affirmative there. In fact, actually, Goliath Killer says he can't understand how that missed the M12, but the T29 made sure of the Martian made sure of the IKV, so that was the end of the battle. Now let's have a look at the end of battle stats and see how this got on. Okay, it's a first-class tanker for Goliath Killer, which is very good in the M12. He also got a Bruiser medal for scoring at least 5 critical hits, crew incapacitations or module damage. He also picked up a Confederate medal because he hit more of the enemy than any other member of his team, at least 6 tanks that were subsequently destroyed by members of his team. And if we look at the totals, we can see that he came, where is it now? He came second on damage, 1,850 hit points. He came a little further down the table, joint 4th with 1 kill. And he also came top when it came to base XP of 1053. He fired 16 rounds, got 6 direct hits, 5 penetrations, 8 splash damage, damage of 1850, of which 1658 was at more than 300 meters. So the closer ones were obviously the tanks that were getting very close to the cap, the Martian and the like. He also damaged 7 enemy vehicles, destroyed 1. He did stun assist of 2065 hit points and caused 13 stuns. On a standard account, he earned 32,471 credits, but after deductions for ammunition, he walked away with 14,551 credits. He earned base XP of 1053, but it's ×2 for the first victory of the day, and a personal reserves bonus of 2106 XP, so he walks away with 4212 XP in total. So well done, Goliath Killer. I'm sorry I kept on referring to you as Goliath throughout the battle, but just make it much easier to say. But well done. Another badge, another Confederate medal to add to your total. If you enjoyed this replay, please do give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, which is run for the benefit of the members. And I'll see you in the next replay.